this is the start of something. It's an introduction. It's a beginning. It's not a one-off, and that to me is super exciting because playing with these guys has just been a ball. There is the EP in its vinyl glory. It's ironically sitting on top of the Magic Box that inspired the Magic Box logo, and Ed calls it the Eddie Haskell of amps because it looks really nice and cute, and it's quite mean.
I think that the production is exceptional. I'm really pleased with all the different guitar parts and the arrangements, and so I give a lot of credit to Scott Tipping for his production abilities on this project. Once we finished up the basic tracks at Transient, which we did in like one day, which is kind of unheard of. We hammered out those 5 tunes in one day. But then Scott took the stuff to his porch and did a bunch of guitar overdubs.
We got done with the overdubs. We took it to the Midwest Sound in Rockford, and over 2 days, probably about 24 hours total, Ed and I did all the vocals with Dan McMahon and Miles Nielsen.
Started getting some demos in November, and then a few more in December. And Scott and Ed contacted us about doing some vocal stuff, some production. And it turned out that we loved the tunes, and we kind of loved them. I mean, not like that, but then it worked out that they were the first project to do in our new studio space, the Midwest Sound. So they kind of they broke it in nicely for us, and they came in and knocked it out, and we were almost professional about the whole thing.
From there, we took everything to Colin Seapost. Colin, we met at our first gig before we even had a band name. He was doing live sound at Space, and he kind of introduced himself, and we ran into him a few times.
I first met Ed and Scott when they played at Space, which is a really great venue up in Evanston, and that was actually the first Magic Box show, though they weren't, I don't think they were called that at the time. Knowing that it was their first show, I was blown away because they sounded great. All the new stuff sounded completely different, and it sounded really focused, and with the new band, they sounded just killer. I went to go see them again, or actually I saw them when they played an acoustic duo set opening for the Steepwater Band, and they were playing a bunch of these new Magic Box songs, just stripped down, so it was really cool to see what the songs were at the core, and they're just really catchy, really great tunes, and I think that's kind of their MO, is just writing no bullshit great tunes.
He starts his day off at the dawn. He's trimming hedges and he's combing his lawn. He had no wife, he has no kid.
Colin has kind of a similar taste to Scott and I, and is into some of the same stuff that we're into, and man, I tell you, just hearing the mixes as they were kind of happening, we realized that we had made the right decision, and that he was the right guy to mix this record. And he's got a really great ear and an interesting musicality. He brings kind of a different perspective to the table, and that's what we wanted with someone mixing this. I think we kind of felt like he was able to capture the raw kind of energy that we got in the basics, and then also kind of able to layer things for more like ear candy, so you kind of get the best of both worlds with him.
kind of surprised by the entourage, really. I thought, you know, these are guys from the Midwest who seem to be pretty low-key, you know. They've got these beards and these hats on, and, you know, they're like vintage gear, and then they roll in with, like, I don't know, 6, 7 people deep, and then, you know, send them out to do errands and dry cleaning, and I don't know.
There was the guacamole cook. That's all they did. I mean,
yeah. Well, I think maybe that guy substituted with the margaritas as well. When the one guy had to go, Ed wasn't happy with the starch on his shirt.
So we finished and we got it off to vinyl, and now it's time to get it out of the house and promote it. And I'm super excited about promoting it. You know, we've been doing rehearsals for this release show and figuring out how we're going to kind of market it and stuff. And I just am really proud of the songs. For me personally, it's the first time any of my songs have been on a record in a long time, and to have them be played with such great musicians and to get to sing them with Ed, it's a buzz.
If you see me in sky, I've been wandering blue. If you see me in sky,
luckily they just killed the vocals in one take, so it just made it more time for tropical parties. Yeah, Argentina little movie.
Yeah, it was like a, you know, sort of just a Brazilian sort of throwdown, and it ended up being pretty magical. And like 2 weeks later, they sent us a case of champagne saying thank you for great vocal production. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like without us on the job, without us making, you know, a lot of the key decisions and lyrical changes that we did make along the way, I think they'd probably have a pretty solid EP. But then once we got involved, you know, I mean, of course, there you go. Solid gold.
Yeah.